Sulavu, they say. In 2024, one of the things that I wanted to do was revive some old series I used to do on my channel, and for no good reason, honestly, stopped doing. And one of those series is my beauty battle breakdown, where I basically take a category of products and I review a bunch of products within that category. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing that on glass tint. I have 12 products here that I have been testing out for quite some time now, and they're all what I would consider a glass lip tint. So what do I consider a glass lip tint? Number one, they're shiny, so they leave a bit of a sheen on the lips to give obviously that glass-like effect. Number two, they do all leave a light tint. One in particular is a tint I did not like. All of these are fairly hydrating and they all have scents. And I'm not gonna lie, besides one of these, I pretty much thought all of these were nice and above, but because I am comparing so many, I am being very critical. And as a side note, as far as the shades go, when I was picking these up online, I did try to get in the same shade range, something similar to each other. So as I was doing the B-roll and the swatches, you could look at the texture and what they actually look like on my lips versus the actual shades. But of course there is some variation because not every brand's gonna have exactly matching color shades. And also the prices that I mentioned are gonna be from YesStyle. I'm gonna link everything down in the description box below through YesStyle and also include my discount code. So I'm using their prices because of that. Let's just go ahead and get into it. The first one that I'm gonna be talking about, I feel like has been around the longest and is one of the first products that ever came out in this category. And of course it's from Roman, which makes total sense because they are pretty much leaders in the lip category. It is the Glasting Water Tint. So I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. Now why? Because I feel like when this first came out, I liked this a lot more, but now there have been newer generations of this type of lip product, and I just feel like this isn't the best one out there. Having said that, it's not the worst, but it is a little bit on the thicker side. It's not as lightweight as like some of the other glass products, so that's kind of why I dinged a couple points from it. Nothing spectacular compared to some of the other ones that I really like that I'm going to be talking about, but it's also not bad. But yeah, it's still good, just not the best compared to some of the newer ones. Now this one is one that is newer that I really like. I give this one a 5 out of 5. It is from Peripera and it is the Water Blur Lip Tint. It retails for about $10, and the first time I tried this, I pretty much fell in love. This is as lightweight as a lip tint gets while still leaving a bit of a sheen on the lips. It has a bit of a cooling sensation, which kind of gives way to that like water idea. In fact, I think this has a higher water content than a lot of other of the tints that I'm about to show you guys. This is just beautiful. It performs really nicely. It's layerable. Feels like pretty much nothing on the lips, but does leave a little bit of a sheen and somewhat of a hydration layer to the lips. It fades really naturally, so I just have really enjoyed this. This one for me, like I said, 5 out of 5. Now this one might surprise you guys because I did see that this rated really high, but I was pretty critical of this and I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. This was just not my favorite thing. And this is the Dewyful Water Tint and it retails for $9. The reason that I didn't care for this is just because I did not like how this felt on my lips, especially compared to all of the other lip tints that I'm going to be talking about in this video. This felt like a little too balmy and it felt kind of like I licked my lips like wet, but still balmy, so it just felt weird to me. So I just didn't like it. I couldn't get over the fact that it felt like I'd like licked my lips. That's kind of all I have to say about this. This was also another one that I didn't care for. It's from Macqueen and it retails for $6. This is their Dewy Water Glow Lip Tint. I gave this like a 2 out of 5 stars. It's actually very lightweight, similar to the Peripera Water Blur. Honestly, the Water Blur is so light, I kind of have been using that as my benchmark. But one thing that I noticed about this is it didn't lay as nicely on my lips as some of the other lip tints in this video. It seemed to kind of collect in some of the lines in my lips, and a lot of the other lip tints, which I'll get to in a second, some of them had like a bit of a balmy texture which would camouflage any dryness or patchiness or fine lines on the lips. And I'm gonna be completely honest, most of the time my lips are not in great condition. So for the most part, I need a lip product that's gonna camouflage and hide some of the imperfections. Because this didn't do as good of a job at that, I rated it a 2 out of 5 stars. Okay, I feel a little silly for even having this in the video, but I grabbed this guy. It's from Dasique. This is the Water Blur Tint. I grabbed the wrong formula, so this is kind of the outlier in the group, but I'm just gonna leave it anyways because I did end up swatching it and reviewing it. So this retails for $11. They do have a glassier version of this, which is why I'm saying it's a little different. Sulavu, they say. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. The smell really threw me off when I tried this at first. This is part of the berry line, I think, so I don't know if this is gonna have a different fragrance than some of their other lip tints, but it smelled like Pepto-Bismol for me, so that definitely threw me off. I did actually enjoy the dry down because it was a bit of a softer dry down, so your lips looked a little plush, had a little bit of a slight sheen to it, but it wasn't shiny, so it's not glass. But honestly, like 3 out of 5, like I liked it, it wasn't bad, but like I'll have to do another beauty battle breakdown of this like texture of lip tints, and that's what I would have given it compared to other ones. So all right guys, this is where it went downhill, especially in my swatching and doing the b-roll. This is one of the more expensive lip tints. This is from Flynn and it retails for about $17. I originally gave this a 1 out of 5 stars and then I came back and just knocked out that star and gave it a 0 out of 5 stars because I hate calling a product terrible, but this was kind of terrible, especially for the price point, it being more expensive. I expected a lot more. Now the feeling on the lips, it was like a medium weight. It felt pretty hydrating. At first I was like, okay, not bad. But then when I went to wipe it off, this tint, oh my gosh, it tinted every single dry patch on my lips. It sunk in every crack. It's not very good. It just tints awfully. Now this was another more pricey one. This was $18 and it's from Amuse, but I actually think this is nice and I think that somewhat warrants the price, although that is pretty expensive for a lip tint, but Amuse is a little bit more of a pricier brand. I really like this. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought this was lovely. It felt light. It has almost like a syrupiness to it in a good way. And it just blurred all of my lip imperfections. So it really was like my lips but better, but it still is pretty lightweight. So I feel like this is just overall hits all the points that I would want just a lip product in general to hit, and it's just very, very pretty, very, very good. This is something that I saw highly rated on some of the award-winning websites or apps. I don't remember which one specifically. It's from Too Cool for School. It's the Water Floating Tint Pleur. This is $8 and this shade in particular was the one that I saw everyone seemed to like, and I could see why. I mean, like a lot of the other shades you'll see in this video, it is very much a my lips but better, a very like beautiful nude beigey pink kind of color. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars and I like this because it is as light as the Water Bear from Peripera. In fact, it's actually pretty similar to that, like the feel and the texture and overall experience. In general, the only reason that I like the Peripera one better is because it stayed lightweight. This one was kind of interesting because I did notice that as I had it on my lips longer, it almost developed into a thicker, balmier texture. But I personally really like the light effect of the Peripera Water Blur, but that's a total personal preference. So some of you guys might like the fact that it kind of develops into more of like a balmier, glassier feel. But I like the light one, so still super, super good. That's my thoughts on that. And I actually, for $8, that's a pretty reasonable price for this product. I had higher expectations for this one, so this one definitely threw me off. This one's from Espoir, and this is retailing for $10. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Honestly, I think the color on this is throwing me off a little bit because it's like a really light beige color. And because of that, I can really see my lip color shine through it. So the sheerness of this is kind of working against this particular color because I feel like I can see more imperfections because of the color. Having said that, I docked it down a couple points because I feel like it could have done a better job at maybe kind of smoothing those out by maybe having a little bit more of a waxier feel or balmier feel, but it didn't. It is confusing because it's like a medium weight, and it just, I don't know, just didn't look as nice. Honestly, just didn't look as nice. 3 out of 5. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm trying to get more reasons than I need to at this point, I think. This is from Clio. This is the Crystal Glam tint, and this retails for about $14, so one of the more pricier lip tints in this video. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I did like this. It has a bit of a waxier feel to it. It's on the thicker side versus some of the other ones, but my lips look really good with this on. It's very shiny, and because it has that thicker consistency, you get more of the reflectiveness to it. It still had a bit of the sheerness, but it didn't have too much sheerness, so I just thought this was a very, very nice one, and my lips look really good and shiny. I mean, that was my impression when I put this on. I was like, ooh, my lips look good. Next, we have LilybyRed, and this is a Glassy Layer Fixing Tint. This one I gave a 5 out of 5. It retails for $7. It's shiny, It's sheer, but kind of balmy with that medium weight thickness. I would say this is pretty much the definition of what I would consider a glass lip tint. It hits all the marks. So this one was absolutely beautiful. And one thing that I really liked about this is it looked really natural on the lips. It didn't look too makeup-y, if that makes sense. It had a very natural look to it. I feel like a lot of people who don't really like wearing lip products would like this. So it was just, this is really good. The only reason I'm not wearing this on my lips right now is because I didn't care for this color on my lips per se. I like the Amuse color better. But if I had color I liked, I would absolutely be wearing this. This was probably my favorite out of all the products in this video. Last but not least, we have this one from Fwee, which I've actually talked about this one before in a full brand review video I did of Fwee. And this one retails for $12 and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Still really like this. I liked it when I reviewed it in that video. It has kind of a light medium feel on the lips. It's shiny, it's pretty, but it doesn't hide as many imperfections as some of the other ones that I gave a full 5 out of 5. So still really, really pretty. But again, I'm having to be hypercritical in this video, so that's why I'm docking a point off there. But she's good as well. I mean, she's very pretty, and I kind of like the name Untamed Bee. I think that's hilarious. I don't know if it's supposed to mean what I think it means, but I'm gonna think it means what I want it to mean. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wanted to bring back the Beauty Battle Breakdowns where I kind of do a consolidated review of a lot of the same products in one video, tell you guys my thoughts, share with you guys my least favorite to my favorites. And as always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!